Back now on Race for the White House, and joining me now inside the war room is Mike Murphy, former advisor to Senator John McCain and a top Republican strategist, also an NBC News analyst. All right, Mike, welcome to the program. So this is an amazing situation where you have got a Republican administration now on defense, trying to contain a financial meltdown on Wall Street, getting the taxpayers heavily involved. All of this forcing the candidates to respond in real time to try to own this issue. So if you're inside McCain's war room, what do you think the calculation is like?
I think they're going to play to leadership. That's why they have the tough guy television ad going up. They're saying, look, on one side of the equation, the economic crisis is pushing the economy issue up even higher. It's already number one, but it's going up to like red hot level. Generically, economic trouble can sometimes be very good for Democrats. So they're saying we got to survive in this environment. Our contrast is tough guy can-do leadership reformer versus inexperienced Obama. So they're kind of trying to put the bow of the ship into the wave here and be able to tackle this economic issue by stressing McCain's kind of tough, give him hell Harry reform credentials.
Well, you talk about that.
The plan. It's the best move they can make.
Right, and you talk about the new ad. Look, we're going to show that here, where he's got the experience and the best handle on how to fight Wall Street. Let's play that.
You, the American workers, are the best in the world, but your economic security has been put at risk by the greed of Wall Street. That's unacceptable. My opponent's only solutions are talk and taxes. I'll reform Wall Street and fix Washington. I've taken on tougher guys than this before.
So, yeah, you're right, Mike. It's the tough guy image here. It fits with the idea of a reformer who wants to take on Wall Street. But for both of these candidates, this is a leadership test. Nobody is going to have all the right answers here on something that's still unfolding. But how do you define the leadership test in the middle of a political campaign?
Well, that's a very good point, and I think we're only beginning to litigate the issue. This could have more bumps back and forth. It's almost like you take the phrase economic crisis. What the McCain people want to do is put a big red circle around the word crisis and play to kind of his gray hair, his experience. The Obama people want to put a big circle around the word economic, talk about middle-class squeeze, about what it means to working families, try to argue that McCain is out of touch, doesn't understand those things. So it almost is going to be McCain's toughness versus Barack Obama's empathy. And it's like a jump ball in basketball. They're trying to kind of get control of the debate and frame it their way. And it's only the beginning. This is going to go on for a while. We're really not going to know how it plays out till we've had 10 or 12 days of this. It's only the beginning right now.
We've been talking in the course of the program about vulnerabilities for Senator McCain, questions about his own history of being somebody who pushed for deregulation, some of the comments that were made, including by Carly Fiorina, about whether Sarah Palin could run a corporation. She said no. But let's ask you to take a look at where the vulnerabilities that you see in Senator Obama at this stage on this issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one angle is going to be ideology. You saw a whiff of it in the television commercial, which is go to taxes. They try to debate the side of free market economics that people like the most. We know the wild swings in a deregulated market. The Democrats are going to say, see the pain it brings you? What the Republicans and McCain are going to try to do is say, look, we put liberal economics in charge. They're going to cripple us with taxes, choke the economy, make a very dicey situation even worse. So I think you're going to hear a lot about taxes, a lot about liberal economics from the McCain people trying to hurt Obama with that and get the topic off empathy and who's going to make you feel better, which is always the Democratic advantage, into kind of who's the better hard-headed financial manager that's not going to have a big leftist economic ideology.
What about the Palin effect, Mike? Is she at a stage now where it's a time of testing some of the initial cult of personality, some of the energizing effect on the base is now going to give way to a pretty hard test of not only her views, her experience, but her philosophy and her view of leadership moving forward?
Well, it's going to be a little tricky because I think the Palin bounce is now dissipating. I was always one of the few Republicans who was slightly critical of the strategy of the choice just because I thought it was a base pick in a non-base year. And now what's happening is with this economic crisis, there's some pressure on the McCain folks to cash in experience, to cash in knows his way around a crisis, and that's not Palin's strength. She's not the candidate of experience. There are probably a few people at the barn near McCain headquarters tonight after a few rounds who might be thinking, that Romney might not have been such a bad pick. Not to say that I think Palin...
Go ahead. No, you finish your thought.
No, I think so. Experience, we're going to be playing to the weaker side of Palin, though ultimately the election is not going to be about the vice presidential nominees. It's going to be about the two guys. We got a crisis now. Presidents operate in the crisis business, so the spotlight's on both of them.
All right. Mike Murphy down in Los Angeles for us today. Mike, thanks very much.